Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
Let me make this more personal. I'm not some kind of Gurdjieff teacher, you know. There's no branch of the Gurdjieff work that's ever authorized me to teach. I've even been thrown out of one or two branches of the Gurdjieff work for questioning some of the things in there. But my questioning is usually, I hope, a genuine desire to understand things better. I'm not a very good follower that way. So, and I'm also very interested in Buddhism for the meditative aspects of it. So I go on Buddhist-oriented retreats because the meditation is a way of seeing my own internal processes more clearly in a way. But Buddhism is too isolated. It's like you spend 1,000,000 hours sitting on a little cushion surrounded by other people sitting on cushions, and you may get more mindful of your mental processes in that condition, but then you go out into the world where it's all very different and you forget about it. Whereas the emphasis in Gurdjieff is on developing this quicker, deeper awareness in actual life situations.
And I presume meditation is not particularly part of the Gurdjieff work.
There's some of the Gurdjieff work involves some meditation, but the emphasis is on practicing mindfulness in everyday life. Very few people have ever gotten in trouble while they're sitting on a little black cushion.
And in fact, the very term Gurdjieff work, it does imply, and I think Gurdjieff writes about this, the importance of work, of doing, accomplishing things.
Right. And of bringing your mindfulness to life. Because how many mistakes have we all made while we were supposedly sane and conscious? But actually, how many times have we looked back and said, how could I have done that thing? It makes no sense at all, but I did it gustily. And learning to observe yourself, to understand the mechanism, to be more aware makes a huge difference. And, I gave a sort of idealistic split between intellect, emotion, body, instinctual, and all that. They actually interact in some ways. So, for instance, the primary way of splitting your attention so you're taking in seeing and hearing and some body sensation, logically you would think that makes you more aware of seeing and hearing. But actually it also makes you more aware of your emotions, because emotions have bodily components.
They're all connected.
Yeah. So you pick up aspects of emotions that you might not normally consciously be aware of, but are beginning to start to control you. And by picking them up earlier, you have more choice as to whether you want to go with that or supersede it.
Well, Charlie Tart, thank you so much for sharing these reflections. I think as we look at the Gurdjieff work, we see it had a real influence in its own day, and now through people such as yourself, that influence continues to grow.
I hope so. There's a lot of good stuff in it.
Yeah. Thank you for being with me, Charlie.
Thank you for a chance to talk about it, Jeff.
And thank you for being with us.